Good evening and welcome to Late Edition. I'm Sakal Bhatt. Well, the diplomatic fallout from the documents leaked by former NSA contractor Edward Snowden has intensified yet again, especially on Wednesday, yesterday. Well, one of the US closest allies, Germany, has expressed its anger and displeasure to larger extent over alleged surveillance of its EU Chancellor Angela Merkel phone calls. President Obama was quick enough to ensure Angela Merkel that she wasn't and will not be the target of such electronic surveillance. Earlier also, similar concerns were voiced by Brazil, Italy, France, Mexico, demanding explanations and clarity from Obama's administration for its intelligence gathering mechanism and spying activities. And tonight on Late Edition, we discuss the diplomatic fallout of American surveillance. What's the larger picture as far as the impact on its diplomatic ties is concerned? America needs to do a lot of answering. Is that a question? But will that be sufficient? To discuss all that, we're very glad to have on the show tonight on Late Edition, on my left, Mr. Arun Bhagat, former Director, Intelligence Bureau. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us on the show. And we're also very glad to have Mr. Shiv Shankar Mukherjee, former senior diplomat. Thank you, sir, for being here tonight. And I also welcome Saika Datta, Editor, National Security, Hindustan Times. Welcome, Saika. Mr. Bhagat, let me quickly start with you. The reactions that we're getting to hear from Obama's administration about Angela Merkel's officially, they were not monitored, and he apparently has given enough assurance to her, but the buck doesn't stop really there. He needs to do a lot of answering, or is that sufficient?
Well,
is this trigger a big sufficient thing that he could really do in terms of answering?
Well, of course it's damage control. I mean, let's remember a couple of facts, and these are not my opinions, these are facts that have lasted for a few thousand years. They say that spying is the second oldest profession in the world, and as Ronald Reagan said, I think that it bears a striking resemblance to the first. If you want to know your enemy, you have to spy. And sometimes, not sometimes, but quite often, that includes spying on friends, even allies, because you need to know, that they continue to be friends and allies, because any country. The fact is that today, there are two kinds of intelligence, as Mr. Bhagat knows far more about it than I do. There is human and alien. There is human intelligence and electronic intelligence. In terms of electronic intelligence, you pluck words out of the atmosphere. You don't go in the middle of the night and plant a bug in some room, of some phone in some room. If you remember, I don't know if you remember the case of Jonathan Pollard, who's an Israeli who spied on America. Now these are the two closest allies, examples of two of the closest allies in the world. And Pollard was used as a spy because that is what Israel wanted.
Now, especially their intelligence mechanism, which is in recent past has come in for very severe criticism. Internationally speaking, friends and allies. Now, Angela Merkel has said that at least the heads of the state should not really come under this sort of surveillance. But America is not going to stop on that.
If you look through what President Obama has said, he has actually in a term called a non-denial denial, and that's exactly what President Obama has done. Commercial, which is why they have been spying on friendly countries and allies.
But to what extent this espionage angle, as you put it, to what extent can it go in terms of legitimacy? To what extent can the world really take all media disclosures about PRISM revelations? I mean, are we just going to have it like this? See,
first of all, has anybody denied the PRISM program? Nobody's denied the PRISM program, and they can't deny the PRISM program because the documents have come from an insider. You have to understand the matrix. The matrix is
as far as the functioning of the American intelligence is concerned. Before we move ahead with the discussion, let's quickly take a look at this report.
Amid latest reports on Wednesday suggest